2016. He knows how it ends for him and is actively trying to change it.
I know it sounds crazy, but what if he tries to go back and kill someone from the time before we were born? Like our parents.
On top of the vague memory wipes everyone in Derry seems to get, that sort of explains why these people who were older at the time of the It films, Leroy Hanlon, for example, don't remember that they were ever in a race against time on a frozen lake with a giant clown bird. That past hasn't happened until after he was defeated in 2016. On one hand, it's kind of a cop-out way to keep things copacetic between eras in this anthology-type thing the It franchise is turning into. On the other hand, hey, it's pretty cool. If you're gonna go big, might as well go all the way.
This family, friends, really like that. Ah! Oh! Is it birth?
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry. Hello. Hi, guys. Are you guys ready to talk about Welcome to Derry? Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm also going to be doing a makeup look. I'm so excited to talk about it. I got my notes in front of me. Um, yes, I'm excited. Also, I might like get close and go like this. I can't have my glasses on while doing a makeup look. So I'm gonna have to lock in and get close to read. But I'm so excited to be live streaming. Okay. I'm gonna wait until like 6:05 to really start because I want to give people a chance because it does start at 6. But yes, how is everybody? I'm so excited. This is my first live stream on here, so it's like definitely kind of crazy, but nonetheless, I'm happy. It's also crazy not having anybody like verbally respond. You kind of got to like read to see people's responses, which is something that I'm not used to. So please, if there's awkward silence, I'm sorry. Yes, you can go live on here, and it's actually really nice. I actually really like the way their live is set up. Um, yeah, it's nice, Luna. I know that you be going live on TikTok. I don't get on TikTok like that no more. Yeah. Real yapper. Yes, Donnie. But like I said, I'm gonna give people more time to come in and then I'll start my makeup look. But I do have my notes in front of me and I'm excited to talk about Welcome to Derry because a smell is something special. A ruin is something rare. Also, at any point, I don't know. I don't know how it looks on you guys' end. Is there any way to like request to be in alive? Someone get Tavius in here because I've been itching to talk about it. Okay, I sent Tavius the link. I know that right now it's Baddie's time, so I don't know when they're gonna hop in. But yes, somebody does need to get Tavius in here as well as Adri. Because we have talked about the show for a fat minute. Um, but yes, happy holidays. First of all, I know Christmas just passed. If y'all celebrate, it's Hanukkah right now. Not Hanukkah. Is it Hanukkah? I don't know. Also Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa if you celebrate. I don't see a request option. Yes. New episodes of Baddies came out today. I if sick, I'm not watching it, but I'm gonna have to watch a recap. I'm gonna have to watch it again. Um, and New Year's is coming up, so happy future New Year's. I definitely need to lock in for the new year. I be writing sporadically now. I need to lock in this upcoming year. Hello, Tavius. You have arrived. Yeah, Luna. Yeah. Hello, guys. Luna, you be creating on here? Do you be posting on here? Yes. Yes. Okay, 2 more minutes and then I'm gonna like start getting started. But I just want to let people matriculate. Oh yeah. Okay. Then when I get off of here. Wait. Actually, let me see if I can do it right now. There we go. I followed you, Luna. So yes, yes. So exciting. Are you guys? Do you guys have like your talking points ready? What you guys want to talk about? You guys can definitely like bring stuff up in the comments. I have a couple notes. I have questions, I have comments, I have concerns. Biggest concern is when are we getting season 2? Because technically HBO has not renewed it for season 2, but the team said a season 2 and a season 3 are coming out. So I need to know a timeline. I need to know the timeline. All right. 1 more minute, and I'm gonna get started with the makeup while bringing up the talking points. Cause yes, I don't even know how to act. And again, if I'm leaning forward and I'm looking like this, I don't got my glasses on. I'm trying to read. I was gonna use my laptop, but it was lagging a little bit, and I was like, yes. Okay, 6 o'clock. Okay, welcome, 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 welcome. First things first, before I get started, I want to have a moment of silence for James Rhinestone, who played Eddie in It Chapter 2. He did commit suicide. So I want to give a moment of silence. Okay, cool. So now that we've given our moment of silence, let's get in. I'm going to be multitasking, trying to let you guys know what I'm doing on the makeup end while also going over the talking points. So first things first, I am moisturizing. I've been using this remedy for moisturizing, barrier repairing moisturizer. So I will be putting this on. So we got thrown in to this show not knowing what to expect, especially after seeing the first set of like posters and promotion and seeing the kids that were on that first poster and eventually those children no longer being a part of the show. Like just that fast. We got introduced to a cast of characters in that first episode. I'm talking about Eddie from It Chapter 2, the grown man version. He did commit suicide, yes. Okay, so now that we're moisturized, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my brows. My favorite brow product to use is, if I can find her, I use the Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. So, yes. Hello, Adri. So, we got thrown into this, and it was kind of crazy. Like, first episode, jumping in to Maddie and that car scene. um, First of all, the way that it plays into people's fears is very odd because you can kind of tell, like, hold on, y'all, somebody is at my door. Thanks, love you. I'm sorry, y'all. Not you talking about my doorbell. Um, but so we get thrown in just like insane work, insane. With Maddie and like his fear being like a perfect family, him getting in that car thinking like, oh, this is a perfect family, literally the American dream. Two parents, 2.5 kids. She was pregnant. Like he's thinking that this is a dream. This is a life. Like he's finna get out of this. Like he's gonna be good. He's gonna get out of this. Get out of this situation with his family. He's gonna get out of Derry, and he's gonna be free from his dad. Boy, was he fucking wrong. Let me tell you about that. Boy, was he fucking wrong. Baby, when that demon baby popped out, first of all, when the daughter tried to put the blood on him when she was eating, what was it, like liver or something like that? First of all, girl, disgusting. And you trying to rub this shit on me? He trying to get out the car, then not letting him out the car. They taking him right back to Derry. Um, but yes, like he's thinking like this is a perfect American dream. This is the perfect family. Um, Nothing can go wrong by getting in this car. And I mean, we also got to realize this is 60s. Niggas was hitchhiking. People were, just doing whatever. And so he definitely, thought that he was gonna be safe. And he was not. We get that demon baby that pop out that lady Huda mama. Bye, love you. Um, sorry y'all. But the show is just like it threw us into something that was insane. Like absolutely insane. And so, we get 4 months later, I think it was, after Maddie had gone missing, that we are introduced to what we think is a cast of characters. I mean, like, again, we see the promo, we see all of this stuff, and it's showing us these goddamn kids, and we're like, okay, these are going to be our cast of characters, like the previous losers. These are going to be our main people. Pennywise said, "Fuck no." I I also wonder. So again, Pennywise feeds off the fear of the children. I wonder what the little baby demon had to do with any of that. Um, cause I mean I know that he has like very specific forms that he takes, but he can take the form of anything that these kids fear. So I'm like, obviously you're gonna be scared of a baby demon flying at you. But why specifically the baby demon? Like, what about that form made Pennywise think like this is perfect to scare these fucking kids? Uh, okay. So we're introduced to these goddamn kids, and they're annoying, like any other kids at that age. I can't tell. Are they like middle school age, high school age kids? I can't really tell. I assume middle school, but whatever. We get introduced to these cast of characters. They're annoying. You got your little Jewish boy. You got your little crazy girl, and you got your brother sister duo, who's the older brother, but he don't want to bring his little sibling around, but he has to anyway. Um, and so yeah, like everybody is here. Like the party's here. They go and somehow convince Ronnie, and I yes, yes, yes. Teddy is the uncle of Stanley. Yes, yes, yes. And so, like, we're introduced to these cast of characters, and I I understand why Ronnie went with it, but at the same time, girl, you brought up to them how the police ain't left your family alone about this goddamn little boy. So what makes you think that you rolling around with a whole bunch of little kids is gonna help your case at any point? Beats me, but my sister goes along with it. And this is what you get for hanging out with white people. Um, and so, they go to the theater, which, again, Ronnie, girl, why are you still. If you know that they think your daddy did it and your dad has the keys to this theater, I am now taping my eyes just so I can make sure when I do my blending and stuff that it stays relatively in the same area. I like to, when I do like a eye look, I like to do my eyes first and then do my base after. If I'm just doing like, a regular kind of traditional eye look, then I won't. But since I'm really finna be sitting here blending and shit, we gotta get active. So, I'm like, girl, why would you take these damn keys to the theater that your dad works at, knowing already that they think your daddy did it? Because guess what? They're really gonna assume your dad did it when these fucking kids die in this theater. Like, come on, Ronnie. Let's think smarter, not harder. Hello, Lawrence. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're Now in the theater, we're watching, what was the movie? Um, we were watching the movie, and somehow, some way, Maddie appears in the movie. He's telling them like, this is all y'all's fault. Like, it's all because of you guys that I am now, dead. Baby, let me tell you, when that demon baby popped out that screen on them kids and they started hooting and hollering, I said, now, this is why y'all need to mind y'all fucking business. And Ronnie, your ass better be glad you was up there, because he probably would have ate your ass first, because Pennywise did say subsequently in those later episodes, he likes the taste of a dark meat. It got a little sweetness to it. And so, you know, right now I am putting on my green shadow. Um, this is the matte fluid eye paint from About Face Beauty, and this is in the color, goddamn, Vertigo Flowers. And I am going, yes, the Music Man. Thank you, because in my head, I was gonna say Song of Music. Is that the name of it? Yeah, Song of Music, some shit like that. I don't know. Now I'm going to just take a fairly fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend this as so. And I have my mirror. That's why I'm kind of okay. I heard a lot of people talk about how good Marty Supreme was, so I might have to tap in with that um soon. So we're watching these kids be attacked by this baby demon. First of all, the little sister was a casualty, bruh. I feel so bad because I know the mama was like, I should have never let her go with him and da 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 da. But all them babies dead except for two. We got Lily and we got Ronnie. Now, thank God the black girl was not the first character to die. And I was going to say no black character dies. Black people do die in this, but none of our main cast of characters dies that are black. Which I love because, they always say we're the first ones to die in scary movies. So, you know, we're given the opportunity to survive. I forgot how fast this shit dries, so I definitely should have put some on and then started blending immediately. Because now, it's not gonna move. My hair, it don't move. Yeah. I was also glad that Ronnie didn't die. Yes, because let me tell you something. I have some friends, and they were saying, like, they hated Ronnie. And I'm like, okay, y'all don't understand. This girl had nothing to do with none of this shit originally. And all of a sudden, now your dad's being blamed for the death of a whole bunch of white kids. Like, a whole bunch of white kids are going missing, and now everybody's blaming your dad. And it's kind of your fault. Like, just a smidge. It's your fault because you was fucking around with these white folks. But, yo, daddy was fucking with that white woman. Why are you fucking with a white woman? A married white woman at that. Yeah, I was expecting one of the black hair. I was too. And Lily did also bother me. She was one of those characters that I was just like, girl. But also too, understanding the nuance and the context of everything, I'm like, I can't even be mad at Lily. Like, I can't be mad at her, girl. Like, you feel like you're the reason why your dad died. You feel like you're the reason why Maddie went missing. You and your mom don't really have a good relationship because, like, you're just so detached from everything. And let's be honest, again, Derry makes people forget shit. Who knows in the next season if Lily's mom gonna have something to do with it? Because Lily's mom also has mental health issues, and she was taking them drugs because Lily said that she was always anxious. Hank was tripping. He was already getting looked at crazy. Now you don't. A married white woman who you know her husband is beating her ass. Like, you know that she's a victim of abuse. And you gonna fuck with her? You don't know if that nigga's gonna kill you or not. Like, let's be so absolutely for real. So now we have our real cast of characters we get our real cast of characters in episode 2. So we have who made it out alive, Ronnie and Lily, and then we meet Rich and Will Hanlon. Now let me say something about the Hanlons. First of all, Taylor Page, sister. I have been a Taylor Page fan since Hit the Floor came out because I used to watch that shit on VH1 with my mama. Great show, by the way. Great rewatch value. If you have not watched it, I highly suggest it because it's a great time. It's a great time. Now that nigga Leroy, Mr. Leroy Hanlon, first of all, I knew you was a bootlicker when I first met you. I knew you were a fucking bootlicker the moment you stepped on my screen. Because what the fuck do you mean that you don't want to talk about what happened in Korea because the job didn't get finished? Or was it Vietnam? Whatever the fuck it was. Oh, I don't want to talk about it because the job wasn't finished. We didn't finish the job. Shut the fuck up. Ugh. Shut up. Like, shut up. But he over here, wanting to be the best Negro on his squad. He want to be the best Negro to ever grace the United States military. And it's just like, at what cost? At what cost do you want to be the magical Negro? Let's talk about the actual magical Negro in the goddamn show. Halloran. Dick Halloran. First of all, slipped right over my head who the fuck Halloran was. Hearing the name Dick Halloran was not ringing bells. As somebody who's watched The Shining and loves The Shining, I don't know how my brain didn't catch it. It wasn't until my good brother Tavius, who I don't know if they're still in the chat or not, but was like, "That's Halloran from The Shining." I said, "You know what? This makes a lot of sense." To be fair, most of the black soldiers came back from the war with that mentality. Yes and no, though. Yes and no, because you also have to realize during that time, a lot of them came back and they realized, like, they don't give a fuck about me here. Like, they don't give a fuck about none of this shit. They don't give a fuck about me. They're not getting me access to any of the money that they're giving access to these white men for. And so a lot of them came back and they were like, I don't. Carney, hello, welcome. But a lot of them came back and they were like, I don't. They're not very welcoming to me. Like, they're not here to support me and make sure that I'm successful. They're really just screwing me over. Like, I went over here, fought for my life, fought for the life of America for what? And like, you see that even in the relationships with a lot of like black people and Korean people during the war. Like, we got there and we were on the front lines and we realized we were fighting something pointless and something that was bullshit. And it's just like, they realize, like, why am I fighting? What am I fighting for? So, right now I am using this Jackie Aina palette that I got from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm using the color ginger, and I'm using that to blend like up to my eyebrow. And blend over so this all looks blended. Tap off the excess, you know, and blend. So our good brother Halloran, Dick Halloran, he's here for a good time, not a long time. I feel like Halloran never really wanted to be in the military. It wasn't like something that he truly desired. I think that the the major, not major, what is he? The general? I don't fucking know. General Shaw, I think. General Shaw. He kind of found him and was just like, you have this innate ability. I need your assistance. Now, part of me wants to know how the fuck this they even got in contact with each other, how they met each other, how do we get to this point in which Halloran is now working under you and helping you with trying to find, um Pennywise. But we meet Halloran, he's kind of already in the middle of assisting the team in finding Pennywise. He's not been doing the best. Um And so, they're kind of side eyeing him and looking at him like, does he really have a gift? Does he really have an ability? And I definitely feel like he was just playing with them for a little bit because I would have been too. Fuck y'all. Um, yes, the actor for Shaw was acting his ass off because, to be honest, I would have put that nigga in a headlock. In a head, just a good headlock. Because what? What? I watched Black Lightning. I think I watched like the first season of Black Lightning and I never finished it. Um, but I didn't know that he was in Black Lightning. So to get back to it, so now we're meeting all of our characters. We're meeting Charlotte. Charlotte is a doting stay-at-home mom, but she's also very much in the streets, and she's gonna hold niggas accountable. I mean, like when we first meet Charlotte, she is just very, like, you can tell she not for the bullshit. She not finna play around. She not, especially when it come to her babies. Like, you not finna sit here and play in her baby face at all. Even when it comes to her husband, like, you want him to be something that he's not, and you cannot force him to be something that he's not. And that's really what Charlotte kept trying to reiterate to Leroy. Like, you want him to be somebody he's not because you want him to be like you when he's not like you. Like, he don't want all of this. He just, trying to be his little nerdy self, and that's okay. And I think that she did such a great job in, like, holding her husband accountable, because I don't know, I feel like if if roles were reversed and, like, races were reversed, I don't think that the parents would have been have the mom would have been having, the mothers would not have gone as hard as Charlotte did when it came to their children. Because again, when we looked around and the end of all of this shit, you know who the only parents were that were there, that were present for all of this, were the black parents. And we're not even giving Hank any of that. It really was just Leroy and Charlotte, mainly Charlotte, because it's like, where the fuck were y'all when y'all kids are going through all of this? Where are y'all parents? That last scene in the last episode when the kids were finally defeated Pennywise and he went back, and the kids were running to the adults, and the black children ran to their parents and the white children ran to the black kids' parents. It's like, where are y'all's parents at? Like, yep, Charlie did slap the fuck out of her husband over her son. Cause again, you're not finna sit here and play in my baby's face. Period. Yes. And okay, and that's something that I gave Hank a bit of grace during the Winter Fire episode because he did not experience Pennywise at all. Now he was a victim of Pennywise and Periwinkle. Um so he never really experienced Pennywise in the same way everybody else has. So he was definitely in awe, like in shock, like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is this clown doing? Now, should he have used the gun that was in his hand and that was readily available to him? Yes, he should have. But he didn't, and I understand why he didn't. Because imagine seeing a clown fucking eat off the face of somebody and he's chasing after your kids. Now, he's chasing after my kid, I might shoot, but also too, I might be in shock and awe because this is what the fuck y'all was dealing with. Didn't bust not a lick of a shot. This is what like we're dealing with. This is what y'all have been dealing with, especially knowing like you're a big proponent in all of this. Like your existence is such a major part in all of this, and like you play a role in it. I think that's something that like the parents had to understand is like none of this shit is by happy accident or coincidence. Like Pennywise was figuring this shit out. He was working this shit out. I just put like I just put like purple on my outer corner and my inner corner and I just packed it in. I'm going to blend it out. This is the Zulu palette by Julia's Place and the color is who the fuck knows because it doesn't say, but I use this deep purple and I'm going to switch my brush to a fluffier brush. I'm going to use this one. But you know, like there was just so much that like it was like, okay, y'all not doing what the fuck y'all are supposed to be doing. Okay, now I'm going to take Unicorn Tribe from the Alyssa Edwards Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. It is this lighter purple right here. And I'm gonna use that to blend out this darker purple. But like we're experiencing all of this and like I definitely felt bad for Hank. Um, as much as you can feel bad for Hank, because it's like this is your fault. You were messing with a married white woman. You decided to, continue to see that woman after you almost went to Shawshank and not see your child. That was the main thing. You didn't go see your child after you got out of jail. You immediately went to that white woman when you should have took your ass to Charlotte. Okay. What bothered me was the fact that the marginalized people with abilities were posted against one another by agents of the state. The tolerant was only used for one, but he was placed others in dangers, including indigenous people in the community. Yes, because you have the dick mentally strangling them. Yes. So, like, that's another thing. It's like, it sucks because, again, like, we, in all shapes and forms in the way that this happened in real life, like, we were pitted against each other. And a woman in my comments on the Welcome to Derry post, she made a good point that it felt like the Buffalo Soldiers in the same way that like black people by agents of the state, they also too started, beefing with, other marginalized communities to be accepted and be welcomed in a state in which does not respect them or does not view them as somebody or something to respect, right? Like they're just forced to constantly and consistently pit each other against one another. Halloran was definitely pivotal, and I really enjoy the fact that like his role wasn't just something that was not explored, but rather like we really got to know Dick Halloran beyond what we already knew from The Shining and Doctor Sleep. Like we got to know Dick Halloran and we got to experience things that he talked about in specifically Doctor Sleep, talking about his grandfather and talking about like locking up things in your mind and like having to you know, choose between the shine and the gift, and also choosing between your mental sanity and your mental health. And we saw Dick deal with that the moment that that box was opened by Pennywise via his grandfather, right? He opened up that box, and now he's stuck, you know, having to deal with the pain that he's experienced throughout his life. All right. I feel like this looks good so far. This is work in progress. Remember, eye looks are always work in progress until the full face is done. Period. So, Halloran was just such a great character. He was beautifully casted. Beautifully casted. The man who played Halloran, let me pull up these people's names. Welcome to Derry. My apologies. Chris Chalk. Him, tens. I need him to, in the same way that Bill Skarsgård needs an Emmy. This man needs an Emmy because he acted his motherfucking tail off, boy. Let me tell you, like, you just want to hug him, like, you feel so bad for him. I do want to say this. I do want to bring this up. We're kind of jumping around because thought bubbles keep coming up. I got ADHD. I ain't been on my meds since I've been on vacation, so I'm really just running off of good vibes. Um, when we meet Halloran and Leroy first experiences Halloran, he experiences Halloran playing in his brain, playing in that mind of his. And I really enjoyed that when Halloran came over for dinner, Dick was like, I'm not Dick, Leroy told him, like, don't ever do that shit again, because I knew it was you, because I have that same feeling that I had the last time, and you're here now. Don't be playing in my mind. He didn't even ask no fucking questions. He wasn't like, you have the ability to access my mind and da 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 da. He was like, nigga, get out of my brain and don't do that shit again. Don't do that shit to my wife. Don't do that shit to my family. Stay out of my mind, but bitch. And that's like, okay, okay, you know, like, okay, okay, like, I see something here. Um, I do want to say that I hate the way that Leroy used Halloran. I don't like the way that Leroy allowed Halloran to be used and how he used Halloran within himself. Um, because again, he's such a bootlicker that he feels like because Halloran doesn't give a damn and Halloran is just doing what he has to do and not asking any questions, and like is really only requesting, like, when he's doing things, he's also coming at it with a request. Like, if I'm gonna do this for you, you have to give to me and my homies, me and all my black homies. Like, all right, y'all want me, y'all saw how badly that shit fucked me up the last time. Y'all want me to go back and do some more shit like this, nigga, you need to compensate me. And I'm not talking monetarily, because fuck all of that shit. I'm still in Derry. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, nigga. Give me and my homies a safe space to go. And like, yeah, did they give them a place that's like run down and was just used as storage? Yeah, they did, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta give me something. Like, you want me to sacrifice and risk my life, bitch? You gotta give me something in return. And you know, Halloran Halloran made sure to do that. Now, when it came to Leroy Hamlin, he was too afraid. Like, he was too afraid to ask for anything. And I think that's something that I don't want to say he felt a type of way about Dick. Hey AP. Um, I don't want to say that he felt a way about Dick, but he definitely viewed Dick in a very skewed light because he felt like you're using the military, not realizing that the military is using him and using um Dick as well. Like, you guys are just pawns in this chess game, and when he finally realized like how he was a pawn, now you wanna apologize. Now that your family is involved, and now that you're involved in this, now you want to be like, oh well, da 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 da, and like, fuck you, and I don't like what you guys are doing, and all of these different things. And it's like, where were you when we brought this shit up the last time? Like, where were you when I told you that these niggas didn't give a fuck about me, putting me through hell? I disappeared. I was right behind y'all niggas. I stepped into a 3 foot puddle of water. Now that's pretty deep for me, but that's like a 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" nigga. He cool. I disappear. I step into the water and I disappear. And you expect me to go back and do what the fuck they tell me? I come back, I'm all discombobulated. Y'all asking me where the fuck have y'all, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? We've been searching for you. We checked everywhere for you. We couldn't find you. Da 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 da. And you expect me to go back and do whatever the fuck they told me? You almost killed your son and you killed your best friend. You almost killed your son and you killed your best friend, and you're still not asking questions? Hello? Like, what? And I think that was the main thing that, like, that's definitely how, like, Dick viewed Hanlon for sure. Like, you're not asking enough questions. And I mean, Dick wasn't asking a lot of questions until he started experiencing, and he's like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, I really don't want to do this anymore. And here you go, you got this bootlicker ass nigga like, we're part of the United States military, and we're supposed to fight till the death, da 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 da. And it's like, do you not see how it is outside? Do you not see the fact that there is a black man who's finna get lynched? There's a black man being sent to Shawshank, and they're blaming him for the deaths of other children. Your wife is trying to help this man, and you are over here bootlicking, wanting to save America, and we didn't finish the job, and and it's just like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Damn. Like, what is going on here? Okay, so I went back in with the Jacquiana palette with the same color ginger, and I just reblended the top. As you can see, as I blended, the smaller and smaller the green has gotten. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go back in with this green. I'm mainly going to just try to place it, and rather than like completely blending it out, I'm just going to try to pat it into place and blend the edges with the rest of the colors. I've never done an eye look like this. This is all new. I'm freeballing this shit right now. I'm not finna lie to you. I'm going to take a small. I'm going to take a small little brush, and again, just patting that in. So yes, Halloran was definitely one of my favorite characters. I feel like he deserved a lot better. Like you said, Polly deserved better as well. I feel like the only character who eventually died that didn't not deserve better was Rich. And we will get to that in a moment. I know that there is one person in this chat who might feel a little triggered talking about our good brother Rich, because she refused to watch Rich die. Okay. So I use this really small brush to kind of like place it. And then I'm going to take a. I think I have. Okay, here we go. So yes, my good sister A Boogie did not want to watch the episode because she was like, I don't want to see Rich die. He's just so sweet and so cute, and he's just a baby. He's just a baby, and it's like, girl, we all felt the same way. But damn, sister, you gotta watch him die. You gotta watch. You gotta get through the rest of this shit. Like, but yes, like, so we're introduced to all of these characters, and I feel like they did such a great job at introducing all of the characters and letting you like get to know all of the characters. Um and then like, oh, characters that I totally forgot. Let's talk about Rose. Let's talk about Rose. Let's talk about Daniel. R.I.P. Daniel. He did not deserve the way he went out. Fuck the United States military. Like, fuck the United States military. Because my good brother, I love the indigenous representation in the show. I think that they did such a great job in really discussing the effects of colonization and European settlement in the United States. You hate Rose? Yes, I felt the same way because you mean you can tell that Pennywise couldn't yank up these white folks. Now here's the thing though. If we're being honest, Pennywise was yanking up the white folks. He was eating the fuck up out of them white kids. Like, when people be like, Pennywise is racist, I'm like, first of all, and we'll get to this further, the black spot was not Pennywise's fault. It wasn't. It was Periwinkle's fault. And Pennywise is just subsequently going to be there because it's like free food. Like, you're not going to be mad at a nigga for going to a buffet, a free food buffet, and taking the pick of the litter and then being like, well, you ate all the food. Bitch, it was a buffet. Of course I'm gonna eat. Bitch, I might pack me up some shit to go, too. The fuck? But, like, he was packing up them white kids. All of them little white babies was going missing. They only blamed that shit on Hank because it was a whole bunch of white kids that went missing. It wasn't because it was a whole bunch of black kids that went missing. It wasn't because, you know, none of that shit. A whole bunch of indigenous kids went missing. No, they didn't give a fuck. It was because Pennywise was packing up them little white babies. And now it's a problem. I'm gonna put some up here too. Yes, he is very much an equal opportunity clown. Okay, here's the thing about Rose. I love Rose as a character. I felt like she was great. I wish that I wish that the indigenous folks had a lot more screen time. I feel like they had a good amount of screen time. I wish that there was more. I wish that there was more to talk about. But again, subsequently in the next couple of seasons, I feel like that they will have a lot more going on because we're gonna see Rose as she's younger and younger and younger, um, discussing all of this. But yes, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure I'm blending everything out real good. Okay, how's our eye looking so far, guys? I feel like the green is a little splotchy right now. I'm gonna have to. That's one thing. Okay, I love the About Face fluid eye paints. These are great. The only thing is, babe, they dry down fast. Blending, you gotta beat the fuck out of your eyelid a little bit. So I definitely, new, if you're new to makeup, highly suggest against it using these products. if you are not new to makeup and you have the time and the patience and the efforts to blend, I highly recommend them because they are very pigmented. They blend out fairly well. And yeah, they're a great time. Pennywise don't give a damn what color it is as long as you taste like fear. Exactly. He don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Are you afraid? Good, because I'm finna get my grub on. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Nigga, are you afraid? Good. I'm ready to eat. Okay, we're gonna take these off. If I could pull this one off, that'd be lovely. Alright, so now I have some Q-tips and some micellar water. How long have I been doing makeup? Ooh, well, okay. I started like really doing makeup during COVID, like so 2019, like right before COVID. 2019 to 2020 is when I really started doing makeup. Um, and it's just been a learning process ever since. My best friends, a couple of my best friends, they were makeup girlies, and I always wanted to get into makeup. My mom is also a makeup girly. So I used to plan her makeup growing up, but like actually doing it on my own, uh, and experimenting, yeah, that did not happen until I was a bit older. So this is how it's looking so far. After I do my base, I'm gonna like blend and shit, but I want to do my base first. Um, so I want to get into some of my talking points. And not just recap all of the episodes. Because there's a lot to talk about. First things first, I want to talk about the glue and this fucking turtle shit. What the fuck? Okay, so I don't even know what I'm doing because I'm just so learning about the glue because of Rose and the indigenous people talking about how like what we know as it is to them known as the glue, and it's been in the world longer than we've been here, and it's been on earth for millions and millions of years, all of these different things. I am using the light reflecting foundation from NARS. I love this foundation. Now this is a little light. This is in the shade Tahoe. This is a little light, but I like to bronze. I like to look real bronzy. So yes. Um, but yeah, so we're introduced to what we know as the glue, and we're basically told like the glue has been here before. We were here. I do want to say usually I would prime, but I'm not going anywhere. And after I get off of here, I'm literally gonna go take a shower and wash this off my face. So I'm not gonna prime. I'm not really gonna set a lot, like use a lot of setting spray, because usually between every layer I do a layer of like a setting spray, and then I go in with like not a setting spray, a like finishing spray, and then I go in with like my actual setting spray, which is I use the L'Oreal currently. I also love the One Size. The L'Oreal is great. This kind of feels more like hairspray to me, in all honesty. It really gives you that like glued on your face. Your makeup's not going anywhere. I feel like the One Size one is a little less like hairspray, like your face is stuck kind of vibe, and more so a little more like a lighter product. But yeah, so we're introduced to the glue and to the idea of the glue, and basically like, you know, it's been here, and we kind of lived in harmony. We left them the fuck alone. We let whatever the fuck that was stay in the forest, and then when colonization happened, then we kind of didn't have a choice but to lock that motherfucker up. We're introduced to like the asteroid and then the shards and all of that stuff. And so we're getting like a really good backstory on what Pennywise is, not necessarily like who he is, but what he is. And how did he even become Pennywise? Like, we know him as Pennywise or as it, but how did he become Pennywise? Like, I look ghostly. Follow me though. Please follow me, follow me, follow me. So finding out that this nigga really like his only op for real is a turtle. I'm like, a turtle? A cosmic turtle that threw up our universe? This, when Stephen King said that he was high as fuck writing a lot of these books, baby, we could tell. A turtle? But to be fair, that does kind of follow along with the kind of idea that, and I always go in with a beauty blender afterwards. I don't care what the fuck people got to say about beauty blenders, bitch. I love a good beauty blender. I always apply with a brush, blend with a brush, finish with a beauty blender, pat that bitch in, get all that excess off, because I'm not gonna just let all that excess product just sit there. No, and I'm not using a powder puff, bitch. It's called a powder puff for a reason. Anyway, and this is called a beauty blender. You blend with this. Thank you. Um, but yes, a cosmic turtle, that kind of falls along the idea of like that the universe is sat on the back of like a giant elephant or like a giant turtle or some shit like that. Um, so it kind of makes sense. Like, you can kind of see where the fuck he was going with this shit, but at the same time, this is some high ass shit. So we're introduced to the fact that there's kind of like a multiverse. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this multiverse shit. I mean, like, right now with Marvel, we're in the multiverse. I feel like everybody is now like multiversing it up. Obviously, these were written long before, so you know. But there's a multiverse, and that Pennywise slash it slash a glue, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he views time differently. He experiences time in a different form that we do not. Yes, your high thoughts could be a series or a movie. I feel like that's actually fairly common. And we see that a lot more than people think we do. I am now going in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Hazelnut. And then the light shade that I use is in the shade Suc d'Orange. I don't know. So I like this one because it's fairly like skin tone colored um for me. So I like to go in with this first. And I also like to use this as my color corrector because it's a little on the red side. I also have a new one because that one I think is empty. I tend to go around my mouth with this just to color correct the you know, the darkness around your mouth. Um, and a little bit in the cracks in your nose. And again, I blend with a brush. So I have my little blend. I think I got my dark liquid or something. Good thing I have So, mind you, I just wiped it down. I have a paper towel with a whole bunch of alcohol on it. Um, but yeah, so like we're introduced to the idea of a multiverse and like how Pennywise views time, and this kind of goes into like the conversation that Pennywise had with Marge, where he was telling Marge like, uh, you know, um, you have a son, your son kills me, and I'm trying to prevent that from happening. Like I want to kill you because you have a son that kills me. And I mean, understandably so, Marge is like really confused by this and like really kind of lost to the idea of like, what do you mean I have a son in the future and he kills you and now you're trying to kill me because he kills you? Um and I think people tend to forget that Derry makes people forget things. I mean, even if you live in Derry, I feel like for some people, Derry definitely makes you forget. And for Marge, like she forgot. Like people were like, well, why didn't Marge warn them and like all of these things? And it's like these motherfuckers forgot. This is 27 years later. Like again, Derry has a weird way of making people forget things, and Derry also has a weird way of, sorry. I'm doing more like a full face to go with this eye look. If I was not doing a full face, I do not apply concealer directly to my face. I would apply it to the back of my hand and then blend it on my hand and then blend it on my face. But because I'm looking for a more full coverage makeup look, I'm going to apply directly to my face. I'm going to let this sit. While I let this sit, I'm going to start contouring. For my contour, I use the Curve Case made by Mitchell. So it comes with 4 contours and 4 blushes. As you can see, this blush I go ham on. This is my favorite blush color. It's in the shade Cherry Cola. But we're going to go in with this contour, which is the color Blend and Snatch. First, I like to just put it around my nose. So I know the contour my nose. But yeah, so like he's having this conversation with Margie, and she's like, "What the fuck do you mean? Like, I have a son. He kills you. You're trying to kill me. What if that means that you're trying to kill? You're trying to go back in time and kill my parents because you don't want me to be born, or like all of these different things." And it's like she's asking the right questions. When I apply contour to my face, it's recommended that you start at the top of your ear. So start at the top of my ear and place it here. Yeah. I add a bit more. Again, I'm trying to add the color back because this foundation is so light. I definitely tried to add the color back into my makeup look. And I always go a little higher. Rather than blending down, I try to blend up and bring it up higher rather than bringing it down, because down's going to make the face look down. If I blend it up, then I can blend into my concealer and also blend into my blush. So, so like it's a lot going on. It's it's a lot going on in the show, and again, I apologize that I'm jumping here and there everywhere, but there's just so much to cover, and I don't know, like, because it's just more and more shit gets brought into your head. I remember when I was rewatching the first episode for the first time, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I missed all of this. Like, there was so much that I just felt like I missed out on because during that first watch, you're just left in the dark. So then during that second watch, you're like, this shit happens. Like, for example, the episode, I forget what episode it is. I feel like it's episode 3, 2 or 3. When Rich was talking about how like beautiful he thought Margie was, and she walks past him, and she kind of has like this reflection in her glasses. It looks like a fire, which we then learn that Richie dies in a fire. But I also kind of felt like it resembled deadlights. Like, it looked like 3 deadlights in it. And I feel like in the same way that Pennywise uses the deadlights to like capture, his prey. I'm not necessarily saying that Margie was trying to capture Rich like he was prey, but she captured him in the sense of that he had a crush on her. Like, he really liked her. He thought she was one of the most beautiful people in the world. Like, he he really enjoyed her. And so like she had that innate ability and power over him in the same way that Pennywise did with the other kids when he was kidnapping other people with the deadlights. Like, you're just bringing them, and they're just drawn to you and all of these different things. Okay. You see how that gave us some color? We don't just look flat no more. On Crip is crazy. But okay, yes. R.I.P. Rich. On Crip though is hilarious. But yeah, so again, like, we're there there we gonna spin the block for you, my guy. I mean, I feel like they got their vengeance. I feel like ain't no need to spin the block. Like, they they spun the block on that nigga for that nigga too. Like, they made sure that Pennywise went back where the fuck he came from with the help of Rich. So, mm, hello, Lamar. Welcome, welcome. It was the whites, but how they gonna spin the block on the whites? I mean, yeah, not enough of them died for me. I'm not gonna lie. Not enough of them died for me. And he ends up having some fuck ass kids who end up having some fuck ass kids that still continue to be a part of the police. Fuck the sheriff. Fuck the sheriff. Fuck the sheriff because, bitch, we brought you photo evidence and you didn't give a fuck. And you was telling Lily you was gonna send her back to the loony bin. Making fun of her. Bitch, the only reason y'all sent me to the loony bin is because I lost my fucking mind because my dad got chopped up in a pickle factory. We not talking about that enough. Yo, daddy, you forget your little mood ring or your little bracelet that you bought, whatever the fuck she got, and you over here making fun of me, talking about, oh, we gonna send you back to the loony bin, da 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 da. Bitch, I was only there because my daddy died. My dad died, and I lost my mind. I feel like that's a fair reason for you to lose your fucking mind, bruh. But yeah, it's just Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to lock in. Again, this is weird for me because I would usually be like spraying the fuck out of my face. But I'm not because again, I'm gonna take this shit off right after. The British are coming. I'm screaming. But okay. Can we talk about this bitch Ingrid? Can we talk about Ingrid and Periwinkle? Whatever the fuck. Okay, sad. Boo hoo, your dad died. Your dad went missing. They never saw your dad again. And then one day you randomly hear about a motherfucker named Pennywise while you're working in a mental health facility. And you're like, the little girl's like, yeah, Pennywise invited me downstairs. First of all, why the fuck would you think that was your dad to begin with? You see him eat that little girl and you still thought that was your daddy. You still this is the shit that I'm talking about when it comes to like white people don't know how to mind their business and just let shit go. Like, girl, your daddy, you have not seen or heard from your dad in 27 years. To be honest, I don't know if like her story, well, obviously her storyline actually has to stop. So you haven't seen your dad in 27 years, since 1908. You see your dad in 1935 and you think that's your daddy? Girl, eh, exactly. Was her grief that deep? No, bitch, your dad's been gone for 27 years. He disappeared. Okay, boom, whatever. What makes you think that your dad is now here? You see him in front of you. You're like, oh shit, that is my dad. Like, Papa, that's you. And you, okay, I get that to that point. And then he starts chasing you. You literally hear him eat the kid. There's blood everywhere. Nobody moved. There's blood on the floor. Like, and I just like my heart. Exactly. So you experience all of this and you're still like, that's my daddy. Papa. And you know you have to wait another 27 years to see your dad. You're waiting, you're plotting, and you just don't happen to plot on all the black people. Plot on a nigga you was fucking, and then you want to be like, I actually did care about you. I did care about him. Oh yeah, I loved him and I cared about him. No, girl, no the fuck you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because if you did care about him, why would you put him in this predicament? I'm not gonna go in with my favorite blush, cherry cola. Mm, and I'm going to. I'm not gonna go crazy blush like I usually would, so I'm just gonna stick it to the outer corner like that, like that. And it may look like I'm putting a lot right now, but I also do have to powder my face down. So once I powder, it's going to kind of settle. And I'm just gonna, in a circular motion, just kind of, blend. Blend. Okay, for anybody who cares, how's the makeup looking so far? How do we feel about it so far? So I have two powders. I'm using the Laura Mercier powders. I have one in the shade Translucent Honey, and I have one in the shade of Translucent Medium Deep. Medium Deep, the Translucent Medium Deep, I usually like to use in the places that I bronzed. Um, Kind of like that outer quarter of my face. Again, it gives you that color. I like to use it around my chin area. Cool, cool, cool. Again, you see how we're just adding more color. It looked real light. It looked real bright in the beginning, but you following me now? And now I'm going to take my powder puff. Yes, you see this? It's a powder puff, and I am going to then use my powder puff to apply powder under my eyes. You hear? Powder puff to apply powder. Thank you. I don't give a fuck about what nobody has to say. Again, because I want this to be more full coverage, I'm going to bake a little bit. I don't bake a lot because I have drier skin, so I try not to let the shit sit for too long. But do want to have that more full coverage look. And on my highlighting spot around the nose. Ooh. Do I look like a diva? I'm sorry. So now we're just gonna take our powder brush and kind of just, wipe off the excess. And again, usually after this, I would spray myself down. Especially after this, and then I would take my booty blender. I would take the butt of my booty blender after I sprayed my face down, and I would literally just pat it in. Literally just do this. I like to when I do my setting sprays, I like to like pat it into the makeup. Just so it kind of like blends with the makeup. I don't like it when it just feels like the powder sitting on top of my makeup, or it's like it feels layered. I like everything to feel very cohesive. And this feels really nice. But yes, so we talked about that bitch Ingrid. And okay, so I have a question because this is a theory. And in here I want to talk about fan theories as well. You guys are fans. Put your theories in. Do you feel that do you think that Ingrid was truly alive in chapter 2, or do you feel that Pennywise changed himself into Ingrid because of the day that Beverly saw Ingrid, the day her mom died? Because there that makes a lot of sense, right? Like, she was afraid that day. Ingrid said that weird ass shit to her, like nobody ever really dies. And then, like, we know that Ingrid kind of changes forms in chapter 2 and is fucking with Beverly and shit. So, do you feel that that was Pennywise taking the form as Ingrid, or do you feel that she was still alive and she may have innately got some powers when her damn daddy showed her them deadlights and didn't kill her? First of all, I'm going to say, when we go to the Black Sky, that bitch Periwinkle, when she was like, Papa? Papa? Is that you, Papa? Girl, you fucking sound like Millie Bobby Brown and goddamn Stranger Things. Shut the fuck up, Ingrid. Then you gonna hug him. Now I know why he did not take a yump out of her, a good chump out of her, was because of the fact that, like, he kind of couldn't because she wasn't afraid. But yeah, would I loved to have seen her get chewed the fuck out. No, because like she Papa, Papa, like, girl, this is not your damn daddy. Okay, I'm taking um Believe, which is this darker purple, and I'm going to put that in my crease. Am I? So you see how it's like in my waterline? Oh, that is true. She was in Beverly's childhood home. I just want to say that the team, Andy, everybody did such a great job in tying together some of these loose ends and these loose strings, especially because, like, I think for a lot of us going into this, we didn't know what to expect, right? Like, chapter 2 felt like the ending. And to now be like, we're giving you a prequel, it's like, okay, yeah, like a prequel. What are we going to expect in the prequel? Okay, I'm now taking the lighter purple shade, the Unicorn Tribe that I used to blend up here, and I'm using that and I'm blending under my eye, and I'm just kind of bringing it down to my lash line. You see, you see, you see? And then I am going to take this flat brush. I'm going to mix this Unicorn Tears with this color, the Supreme. Um, that definitely is going to be something that racism that gets brought up in the 1980s and the 1930s season. I don't even know how that's going to actually. I'm switching brushes. I lied. I need a fluffier brush than that. I need to swirly. I need to do my swirlies. Okay. So then I'm just going to kind of take this and swirl it into my, to kind of, blend all of this out. And the reason why I'm using a lighter color and not this dark purple and mixed with a little bit of brown is because I don't want it to be like, I still want it to kind of have like a cut kind of look to it. The thing is I don't want it to feel so like just abrupt. You feel me? You see how like this is gonna blend in well with like the blush. Just wait, you will see. Because we have to go back in with blush. Um, and then again blending up into the brow. Now I'm just gonna take a little, like a tad. You see, I'm hitting off all that excess. I don't need that much, and I'm just going to kind of just add that a little bit. I wonder why it let Charlotte see him when the dad was going to Shawshank. Cause that nigga is weird. I don't know. Like, honestly, I stopped questioning Pennywise because I just realized like he really just be doing what the fuck he wants to do. Like he don't give a fuck about none of this shit. He know that nobody can touch him for real. Like he knows that at the end of the day he's going to continue to get away with this. Like, well, he knows that he dies, but he's like, nigga, time is linear to me. Y'all ain't fucking with me. I wonder, like, because I know there was a good, I know with every movie and every TV show, there's a good amount of like cut scenes that we don't get to experience. And so I definitely wonder, like, was there more of a relationship between Pennywise and Charlotte than we experienced? Um, or was that just the extent of like her experience with Pennywise? Um, and this begs a question too. We know that Pennywise feeds off of fear, and we know that the amygdala, I think, um, Leroy had been damaged, where that's where it holds fear and everything. And so it's like, you know, how did he feed off of fear when it came to Leroy? Like when he attacked him in when he attacked him, not attacked him, but when he acted like he was Charlotte, how did he know where Leroy was or like how to affect Leroy if Leroy doesn't sense fear or doesn't have a fear of Pennywise? I have this eyeshadow palette. This is a powder palette. This is the e.l.f. blush palette in the light. And I'm going to use the darkest color on here. That one. I don't know where my deep palette went. This also has glitter in it. I don't know if y'all can. I know somebody in here hates glitter, but this does have glitter in it. Um, and so like that definitely made me question like how did he? And then we like experience Hanlon being like, don't let it feed off of your fear. Don't let it feed off your fear. And I'm like, did Pennywise know that since he wasn't afraid, that if he did try to like set some shit up, that, you know, he would eventually possibly kill his son? Like, possibly maybe kill his son? I think Leroy doesn't fear for his safety. However, he has fear when it comes to something else or someone meaningful to his family. His family is his weakness. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, in the same way that like um for the kids it was like their friends. Like, you fucking with my friend, nigga, like it's just Polly went out so fucking sad. Like, he didn't have to die like that, you feel me? He did not have to die like that. You see how that kind of pink color that we used to blend out is now blending into the blush. This will be a cute, you know, New Year's Eve kind of makeup look for sure. I then am going to go back in. I told y'all this is going to be a lot of blending. I'm going to go back in with the Zula palette and that purple. And I'm literally just going to go back and blend in the areas that are now kind of like more blushy than purple, to make sure like the first thing I want to do is pat the purple in, keep it concentrated. Again, One thing I had to learn is patience is key when it comes to doing a makeup look. Blending is everything. And again, that's why I brought up the question of like, did Pennywise portray himself to be Charlotte because he knew at some point, because again, he understands the timeline of things. Did he figure at some point like Will is also here. He's going to interact with his dad at some point, and when he does, like, um, you know, he might think that it's me and not his son, because again, he said like he's trying to get into your head. He's trying to use your family. Like, since Polly couldn't see Charlotte, he's like, okay, well, like, he's gonna use my family to get to my head, and like, I'm left-handed, y'all, but sometimes I be having to blend with my right hand because, and I just be looking a little stupid doing this. So I feel real light. The hell? Okay. Sorry, y'all. Um, but yeah, so he might have like known, and that's why he sent Charlotte. He sent himself as Charlotte because he knew at some point that he might interact with Will, and then when that happens, that's his chance of killing one of the kids. Is his dad's gonna do it, which then would have led to like even more chaos and confusion because my dad just shot me. First of all, I feel like they skated past that shit way too fast. Will, bitch, my daddy almost killed me and he killed his best friend in front of me. I would have been locked up in my room for days. Days is an understatement. I would have been locked up in that bitch for years. Never coming out. Never seeing the light of day. Because what do you mean you almost killed me and then you killed your best friend? What? But I guess when you're dealing with Pennywise, it's like nothing can really compare to what Pennywise has already done or showed you. So it's like, I kind of get it. Um, hmm. I'm looking at this eye look and I'm wondering. Hmm. Sir, I have this green liner from NYX. It's the Live Rich mechanical eyeliner. This is in the color, it's Giving Jade. And I am going to kind of apply this in the middle of my eye because it does have some like glitter to it. I'm going to apply this to the center. And then again, I'm going to take a little brush. Let's see. I have the Aurora Lights palette from BH Cosmetics. RIP BH Cosmetics. And I'm going to go in with the color Glowing, which is this one. And again, I'm going to take a little bit on this brush, tap off the extras, and kind of go in to help blend out this liner. Um, okay. Can we talk about Pennywise's forms? Because we saw Pennywise in, how many was it? It was like 5 different forms, I believe. And that was an experience because, like, we experience Pennywise differently in kind of each movie. We know him in his standard form, but like we've seen him in a lot of different forms and fashions. And so seeing the capabilities of him and his body really, throws you for a loop. We have Pennywise as the goddamn demon baby. Okay, like this is insane. But okay, go off, I guess. Um, then we have Pennywise as the goddamn flying little goddamn whatever the fuck he was, a little bird Pennywise. Let me tell you something. If I ever saw a flying clown, bitch, I am running. I already don't fuck with clowns. Even though innately somewhere deep down inside of me I want to be a clown. I don't fuck with it. I'm afraid of clowns. Always have been. Ran away from Ronald McDonald when I was a kid. We just don't we don't rock. We don't do well together. So to experience this killer clown who has eaten children, he been trying to eat you and your homies, and all of a sudden he grows wings and starts flying toward you. Hello? What? Sorry, y'all, my dog scared me. Okay, I'm taking my eyeliner. This is a ColourPop liquid liner and just in the color black. And I'm gonna try to do like something a little graphic-y, just a little bit though. Cause I don't wanna fuck this shit up too much. Cause I'm the queen of fucking shit up when I'm almost at the end. And I gotta focus. So talk among yourselves. Put some comments in the comments so I can read them. Okay. Now what we do to one side, we gotta do to the other like it's math. Baby, always remember, sometimes they're not twins. They just really close looking sisters. Amen? Amen. So, let's talk about Winterfire. First of all, great name for the episode. An ode to the original movies. Um, but yes, we we get a Carrie-esque scene. First of all, shout out to the movie Carrie. We get a Carrie-esque scene. When I watched that scene for the first time, I was like, oh my god, this is Carrie. This is Carrie. Like, he locked all these motherfucking kids up and just started fucking with their asses. You know. Also, too, um, pro tip for anybody who cannot do eyeliners, or y'all, I'm doing a lot. My favorite pro tip is always stabilize your elbow. So put your elbow on something, make sure it's stabilized, and then you can kind of press your hand against your face and then use your hands and also moving your head a little bit to your betterment when you're first learning how to do it. Also, too, if you're somebody who, has like a full face or like, you're afraid your makeup might transfer, you can always use a puff powder. I mean, a powder puff. Jesus, a puff powder. A powder puff to kind of place on your face so you're not messing up your makeup. Pro tip. So, see, because I can do my left side because I'm left handed and I can't do my right, I am going to stabilize myself. And we're on it this way. So, hold on. My pen is showing out. How's everybody doing so far? We're almost at the end of the makeup look, which means we're almost at the end of the live. So, freely put any questions, comments, or concern in the chat so that we can discuss them. I don't know what's going on. Like, yo, if this is not a telltale sign that it's time for me to get a new eyeliner, I don't know what is. Because this shit is tweaking. You know? Okay, this side looks not that good either, but this is insane. And this just goes to show that makeup is an art. And sometimes when your tools start fucking up, it will fuck up your art. I'm going to try to use my right hand. Okay. Okay. And when you mess up in the way that I did, there's a beautiful thing called Q-tips and micellar water. Okay. Let's see. Just clean it up. Okay. That's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm not gonna lie to you because this is gonna get trash. Um, but yes, as you can see, they're like two different heights. Please, y'all, please, 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 please. Okay, so all of that being said, my thought as I'm about to finish this look. Pennywise, let me tell you something. The way that that nigga has become so goated in my book, because just first of all terrorizing the fuck out of the town of Derry, but also like his just he just wants to terrorize and instill fear in people. And you know what? I understand. I completely understand. So I can't judge him for something that I also too stand for. Niggas do need to actually be scared. And somebody needs to do it. Now I don't agree with General Shaw in the sense of putting the entire world in danger, or putting the entire United States in danger because you feel like the American values aren't being valued. Because we all really know what the fuck he meant when he said that. Black people are now working in and slash for the military. Um, you know, sorry y'all. I am now putting a little bit of the same eyeshadow that I put on my eyes on my eyelashes, and then I'm gonna apply my eyelashes in that way, you know? Hello, Giselle. I made it. Um, but yes, people do need to be afraid. And Pennywise just does his big one and making sure that he terrorizes the town. Now, I always said that if I was Pennywise, I would be eating deadbeat dads after somebody who's working in cahoots with me makes the parents take out life insurance for policies for their children on the deadbeat dad, and then I'll kill the deadbeat dad so then they can get the life insurance settlement, you know. I don't want to just kill the deadbeat dads or the deadbeat moms, you know, because there's deadbeat moms. I don't want to kill them just because, you know, like, just kill them and then leave their families, their children with nothing. These babies deserve something, so I'm gonna kill them, and then, I'm gonna get the life insurance policies ready, and then we'll kill them. And then you get the life insurance policies, you know? That'll be great. Also too, oh, and I'm using the lash glue liner. I love this because you don't have to wait for the drying time. You apply straight to your eyelid. It's really the cheat code. I also like using this when I do like gemstones and stuff on my eyes or on my face. I use this as well. It really does a great job. Oops. Apply the lashes. Okay. Okay. Period. 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 So the lashes are on. This is cute. This is cunty. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to do our lip. Let me get one of my favorite lip liners. If I can find it. I did find $1 though. I don't know if I put it in my purse. What did I do with it? Here it is. This is the CoverGirl Outlast lip stain in the color Brazen Raisin. I like to overline my lips a little bit, so as you can see, I overline. I mainly just try to overline like literally the peak of my lip where my cupid's bow is, just so that there's a little bit of evenness to my lips. I also apply it in my inner corners. Cool beans. And I found this earlier, and I don't remember buying this, but found it in my makeup. This is the Ultra Blotted Lip from ColourPop in the color Canyon Drive. And this looks like like a, oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me kind of, I feel like I look real blown out. Okay. Actually, turn this up. Let's see. Change the colors. I look a little crazy, do I? I don't know how I feel about this lip. Okay. This eye look's not the best. I kind of fucked up right here. Yeah. But this is it. I actually want to change my lip. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to change my lip. I feel like that's way too much for such a basic eye look. I mean, not a basic, such a complex eye look. Try not to go too bold with the lip when you have such a bold eye look because it contrasts a lot. What I'm going to do instead, and my lips are a little stained, which is cool with me. I'm going to go in with this Too Faced Pillow Balm that my coworker bought for me in the shade Berry Jam Kiss. I really love this. This is a great like gloss balm, and it has like a nice like cooling tingle. All right, so this is the finished look. I'm gonna take you guys off, and I'm just gonna choose this side because the other side's fucked up. But this is kind of the finished look. Don't jump me. It's not the best. It's not the best. It's not the best. It's not the best. But we're just trying. We're trying shit out. Um, but I do want to say thank you for sticking around. I'm actually surprised that we got like 17, 18 people in here. Thank you for recapping with me. Welcome to Derry. Pennywise. As I look good right now, you can come eat me. That'd be great. Um, also eat away my debt as well. But yes, I love you guys so very much. Happy holidays, and maybe we will do this again if you guys enjoyed it. Yes, thank you guys. Bye.